Hi guys, welcome to Indian Express. I'm Sampada Sharma.
And I'm Rohan Nagar.
And today we are going to be talking about John Wick 4. It just released and everyone seems to be talking about it. It feels like a finale of the John Wick franchise, but I am not believing that this is the finale.
Yeah, especially if people have seen the movie, it ends in a kind of definitive way, but also it teases the future. And in a very Marvel way, we know what's happening. Like fans of the series would know what's happening in the future. So there is that. We know that there's a show coming. We know that there is a spin-off film. And in this one, there's a credit scene that suggests another spin-off film. That's 2 spin-offs and a show.
But फिर उसमें John Wick तो है नहीं.
John Wick hai.
तो ये I'm not believing.
Can the John Wick franchise continue without John Wick?
Can the John Wick franchise continue without Keanu?
That is a major question because the major reason behind why this series works is the goodwill that Keanu has.
Because वो good person है. उसका ऐसे internet vibe है कि वो good person है.
So, and even the motivations of John Wick as a character are like very simple. Like this happened and he will go to any length to make things right. Right. And it's important to have kind of that emotional investment in the character's journey as well, which is what made those first, I would say, 2 or 3 films very clearly define that you did this to John Wick and now John Wick is coming after you, you cannot survive. But you felt that was lacking in this one, right?
So I felt कि in the first movie तो oh my god John Wick का डॉकी मार दिया, John Wick का wife has just died and बड़ा उसके साथ emotional things हो रहा है, वो बदले निकला है. सेकंड भी चलो इसी में बदलो में निकाल दी. थर्ड भी ठीक है, थोड़ा बदले का हैंगओवर चल रहा है. Why is he fighting now?
So the first
And मुझे सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम इस पिक्चर में the biggest thing I felt was lacking was it's a very long film and there's no emotional core. Like why is he doing all of this? Like I understand you're a great fighter, you've been a contract killer for a very long time, तुम क्या action करते हो, वाह ये सब हो रहा है. But why are you doing all of this? Like give me that. Otherwise, if I'm just watching like action set pieces like stitched together, I need more.
Okay. So I felt the first movie was very clear. It was very streamlined. This happened and now that will happen. This is simple. Second one, the repercussions of what you did, right? So it's you wronged that person or that person wants revenge from you. In the third one, it's very simple that you've messed with a lot of people and all those people are after you.
सबको बदला चाहिए.
Yes. And now he's into deep in this world that there is no escaping. So now it's basically survival, right? He's on the run. He's been on the run since actually John Wick 2.
Yeah. Where I felt like he wouldn't escape.
Exactly. So the entire franchise, I think it's just a month. All 4 films. Right, if you think about it. So in the grand scheme of things, what's happened is that this person was like, I'm out. This grieving person, by the way. Right? He's very sad. He's out. And then
उसका vibe भी है. Keanu का full vibe है. वो sad है.
The real life thing that happened to him also. Right, which is, I'm sure, playing into it. So yeah, it was very streamlined. This happened, now this is happening, the repercussions of what you did, and in the span of whatever 3 or 4 weeks, the matters have escalated to such a level that basically governments are involved, right? The people who are in charge of this world, you have pissed them off. Now it's basically how far can you run, right? Death is chasing you. Death is like this specter that hangs over all these characters in all these movies. You will die. And sometimes it's very literal, like people come, like Grim Reaper types. Like in this film, there's that guy from the hat person who comes. He's like, one of you will die, I will decide. But you will follow the rules.
एक तो there are too many rules in this gangsters का दुनिया. Too many rules और ये लोग बहुत seriously लेते हैं.
Yeah. Which is something, so in the first movie what people really liked was the action. It was unique because this was some years after the Bond franchise changed action completely. And this is going back to like older style. And then there was those hints of larger world, which they kind of said, oh, let's focus on these 2 things. The next few movies are just like longer action scenes and more world building. But that can take away from the emotional core of the story, like you said, right? But in terms of action, what did you like in this one?
The stairs wala scene and the glass maze sequence. I think that was in Berlin.
Yeah.
That was in Berlin. That I really liked. I really liked the stairs wala.
But the glass maze was in Japan.
Okay, Japan. Wherever that was, the glass maze thing, that was really nice. And the stairs wala pura action sequence was so good. So good.
Yeah. I liked all the whole Paris thing, which starts on the streets, goes indoors in like those tenements, and then kind of comes back on the streets. You climb the stairs, and then there's that Western face-off at the end, which I thought was one solid hour of here's what you came for, please take. So what else do you want?
Yeah, मतलब that's what you're there for. पर बड़ी लंबी थी ये.
Lambi bhi thi, and I think obviously it's like it feels longer, and but there's also the sense of let's increase. How do you make it bigger? How do you make it bigger? And that's often very annoying with sequels, especially for franchises that weren't intended as franchises and became franchises because people liked the first one. So how do you like make things bigger and better?
But that's what they do, मतलब everywhere, not just Hollywood. यहाँ पे भी यही करते हैं. पहली वाली बन गई तो चलो अब हम franchise बनाएंगे, अब हम इसको और पैसा डालेंगे, अब ये बड़ी बनेगी.
Yeah, like Kantara will change form, right, as it becomes something bigger when we go forward. This is one of those rare franchises where they've put more money into it, but it's gone in the right places, I feel. Like, I'm sure Keanu's making a bigger percentage.
Which he should.
Which he should. But he's also carrying crew equipment of this.
which is Keanu is a good person, right?
He's a good person. But then also what I meant by that is they put it into like, let's make the action more elaborate, right? And it's not special. It's not like हम fake worlds create कर रहे हैं now. Because we can, let's just shoot it in our backyard, make it seem as if it's whatever.
कि सब कुछ हमने स्टूडियो में ग्रीन स्क्रीन कर लिया और अब पीछे रिप्लेसमेंट करते रहो सारे बैकड्रॉप्स.
It's like, yeah, let's put more extras. Let's have 500 extras because we don't see 500 extras on screen anymore. They're all fake people, right? Let's shoot in Paris ka streets, make it feel real. Let's make the punches hit. Let's make the car impacts hit. So many cars were destroyed. We don't see that anymore. So all of those things.
Unless it's a Rohit Shetty film, which he's also not doing anymore.
Since you've invoked Rohit Shetty, he's considered to be the action ka main this thing, na? Like, prominent subsidiary director in India.
Yeah.
Do you think a John Wick could be made in India?
If you asked me this question 15 years ago, I would say John Abraham को बना दो John Wick, क्योंकि वो ऐसे actiony things करेगा और acting इसमें ठीक है थोड़ी बहुत लगती है पर इतनी भी नहीं लगती है. Like 300 words Keanu has said.
I would disagree that acting is limited to words.
Okay, I agree with you there. It's not just words, it's aura and it's looks and it's screen presence and everything. But I think 15 साल पहले John Abraham कर जाता.
I mean, specifically John Abraham का problem है, he's not flexible, I suppose, as an action star. He's more of a lumbering Hulk. And the moment he opens his mouth, as we saw in Pathaan, it's immediately you're like, do not do that. Right. So अगर 4 line भी है,
तुम looks में निकाल दो, exposition ना दो.
Yeah, I think we need someone who can dance.
Because it's all choreography, action choreography. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. But then again, you need like a director who knows what they're doing, who's willing to let the choreography do the talking instead of just cutting around actors. Right? यहाँ पे actors don't show up if their face is not visible. How do you do that? You need someone who's willing to take the risk and let themselves be vulnerable. You're not like a superhero. Even though you are shooting people, you are like अंदर से a vulnerable person, right? Which is what those people are attacking. And then also you're supposed to be like very, very, very good at physically performing the action yourself. It's a good franchise. It's like ready-made this thing. You can just copy it. John did that, right? With the Rocky Handsome thing.
Rocky Handsome was this only. I remember people vaguely saying कि उसका vibe वही है, but I don't remember the movie exactly.
You need someone to be able to do the physical action themselves, which Keanu is so good at. Somewhere they said that 80-90% he's doing himself. So you can sense it on screen, right? And maybe this is the last time because what happens in this movie. He's also not the only person who's bidding farewell, by the way.
Lance Reddick का भी last movie है, which I felt like ये बाद में तो नहीं किया हो सकता because he just passed away. It was very emotional, that पूरा scene between him and Ian McShane where they talk about the fallen hero.
So not only does he die on screen, his character, they reference it in a very tender scene in the middle, which is I think what this franchise keeps coming back to, right? You have all the noise, you have all the flashy, showy of things, but then there are these moments in which you're like, oh yeah, these are people, they're dealing with things also in this heightened fantastical world.
तो जो मेरे को emotional core चाहिए था वो इस एक scene में ऐसे थोड़ा सा glimpse था, but that is still not John Wick motivation, but it was a nice sweet moment. बहुत सारे action के बीच में.
Yeah, it's the movie's way of saying, yeah, we know that you like this character and we know that you're going to miss him and these people are too, and they've acknowledged it.
It was really sweet.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
So nice conclusion to a fun series that I liked when it came out.
Nice series, fun series. So that's all for today. Let us know in the comment section what you thought about John Wick, if you are going to watch it, and whatever you observed about the film, and we'll speak about it next week. Or if there's anything else that you want us to discuss, let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much. Bye bye.